Says we're live. So hi everybody. Welcome to Bad Science Sunday. Sorry, I was eating. Um, sorry. Welcome to Bad Science Sunday, where we take a comedic approach to science misinformation every week. And this week we have what's a great term? The illustrious Doc Dino.
Illustrious, yes.
The dirty Doc Dino.
The dirty Doc Dino. Awesome. I was trying to get my chair remotes up, but
Filthy Dino.
yeah, they don't seem to be working. But yay! So Doc Dino, I'm really excited to have you here today and while you're on site because everybody in my chat was really enthusiastic about and I think they heard from Grayson the last time he was on just what you guys were doing. And I hear that they helped quite a bit. So
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, not just Grayson, but also the chat. Did you want to? I'm sure you would like to thank them yourself.
Oh, yes, I would if I have the chance. I don't. It's your stream.
No.
We want to give you the platform here at the beginning of the show to talk about your excursion and stuff. So go right ahead.
Yeah, we do have some things planned, but again, because I didn't realize how excited the chat was until you reached out to me, and I haven't said anything to them because I thought it would sound better coming from you. I didn't realize how monetarily enthusiastic they had been. So I definitely wanted to have you come back on to talk about everything that they helped with. And so that you could say things. I am obviously very personally thankful to everybody for helping with this because I think it's amazing. And I think they want to hear from you what you've been doing.
I'm very grateful as well. For the record, so for anyone who doesn't remember, because it has been a couple months since I've been on, I'm Dr. Dino, not an actual doctor. The name is entirely a moniker or a parody of Kent Hovind's moniker. That said, I do have a bachelor's degree in geology with a focus on paleontology, and I am working on turning that into a career.
Oh, that's right. You may or may not have a job.
Oh, I'm not going to jinx it.
Okay.
I might be the lead on a job.
Awesome.
Anyway, I do science communication on YouTube, but I want to get started on an actual career in paleontology. Hopefully, working for a museum or a university, someplace like that. And this expedition was a really big step in getting that started. So I can.
Yeah, show pictures. We would love that.
In a second. Oh dear. I sent a ton of images to Grayson yesterday because he is making his own video about our expedition.
So. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, actually, while you're doing that, Bree is filling in for Dr. Tapioca Weasel, who is on a plane out of the country. Jealous. This is my jealousy face. He'll be out of the country for
lucky Dr. Tapioca Weasel. Oh, lucky Dr. Tapioca Weasel. I don't know what happened to my voice there. That was crazy. Hi, everybody. Yeah.
And Bree, why don't you do your elevator pitch?
Hi, I'm Bree. I'm from Hive Sci, and I'm from the Transpositions. Those are my two channels that I produce on Hive Sci. I do a show every Saturday morning called Live from the Hive, where we explore some usually fantastical claims, cryptozoology, ghosts, and stuff like that, and we debunk them. We also do stuff like this, where we look at like flat Earth and mud flood nonsense. And then my other channel is the Transpositions. It's a transgender news resource. And if you're interested in keeping up to date on what's going on in that area of the world, definitely pop over there and give us a subscribe, because we're just getting started on covering this, and it's election year, so it's a really important time to keep yourself up to date on these anti-trans bills and such.
100%. Yeah. Oh yeah, what were you saying?
Oh yeah, today's my birthday.
Today's your birthday. Happy birthday, Bree.
Yeah,
And I hate
her
that my little
birthday.
reactions aren't working. It's driving me nuts. But
Yeah, there they go.
So
They were
oh, you
delayed.
guys
I
read
do
it.
have
Okay.
an image ready to share. I just need
Awesome.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
And speaking of which, transpositions. Ember, thank you for the raid. Ember is also in transpositions with Bree, as well as Stephanie Holmes and Carly. What?
Chardonnay Web.
Yes. So yeah, definitely check them out if you are so inclined, or join their Discord. Can't talk today, where they have a lot of great information. So if you want to put down that drunk uncle on Thanksgiving, now's the time to get all suited up with knowledge and ready for the holidays, which will be around the corner because that's how life works as an adult.
Yeah.
All right, Doc. Shows and yeah. You know what,
Sure.
Bree?
Yeah, let's have a look at these fossils. What do we got here?
Balls in your court.
Well,
Let's go.
So
Is that
this is a fossil cast. In this cast is the upper arm bone, or humerus, of a small sauropod dinosaur. I have named her Lentil, and
Adorable.
my expedition this summer is to try and find the original dig site she came from. I spent months getting her out of her cast and getting her ready to be used for teaching at my university. And now I'm trying to find the original site to see if there's more of her out there. And if there is more, get it preserved or get the rest of her skeleton saved so it can be used for future study. Because she could be from either a small species of sauropod or a juvenile sauropod. Both of those are pretty rare and really scientifically important. Thank
do
you.
we have an age?
Yes, Jurassic. This is from the Morrison Formation. And I do just want to say thank you to anyone in the chat who may have donated to my GoFundMe to do this expedition. And I mean that sincerely. I couldn't have done it without all of your support, and it's really made great strides in improving the education at, I think I can say the name, Iowa State University, and helping me get a jump start on my career. I'm making up for a lot of time that I lost during the pandemic years.
You mean when you were in high school?
No, when I was in college. I went to college during the pandemic.
I'm playing. That's a young.
I'm not that young.
But also I hear you're making a lot of strides like that are a lot of people have to wait to make until they're in grad school.
Apparently, according to some paleontologists I've met and become friends with. So I'm happy to hear that.
That looks great on a college application.
Apparently. But this is so this is Lentil's cast. Let me get an image. So this is what her humerus looks like out of the cast. It looks really beat up, unfortunately, because this was exposed at the surface whenever the skeleton was found. And it also wasn't preserved in the best way, sadly. So she's pretty dried out, but I got her stabilized pretty well, and she should be good for education, or for teaching. But there was a lot, so Grayson, or Based Theory, joined me for most of the expedition. Actually, he was originally only going to be here for a few days, but he decided to stick around, and he really helped me. So shout out to Grayson if he's listening.
Woo! Go Grayson!
Thank you. And he helped me get a lot of photos, a lot of videos, a lot of stuff that will be used in future videos. So I'm not gonna give a ton of spoilers, but we found a few things. Just a few. For example, here are some bones we found just eroding out of a hillside.
Oh my God.
This is one of many fossil sites that we've reported to the U.S. Bureau of Land Management, meaning that they're going to get looked at and hopefully preserved. So,
Any
with our
thoughts on
little
what we're looking
expedition-
at?
Sure. So the orange and the blue stuff in the image is fossil material. The rest is a very thin sandstone that it's encased in.
Cool.
But yeah, we found tons of fossils out there, tons of stuff we can report to, again, the Bureau of Land Management or the BLM, and hopefully get it preserved for future research.
And it's all Morrison?
Most of it's Morrison. We found a few scraps of bone in another formation called the Cloverleaf, but nothing worth reporting, sadly.
Oh, okay. Well, the Cloverleaf, is that, what age is that one?
That's early Cretaceous.
Early Cretaceous. So, yeah, cool. This is so cool. Ooh, what are we looking at here?
This is a chunk of vertebra that we found just on top of a hillside. There's nothing for scale in this image, sadly, but it's about the size of my fist, so it's pretty big.
Oh my. Wow. Think it's a dinosaur then?
Has to be. And it had broken apart into a few pieces. Grayson got this lovely shot of it from the top of the hill. Grayson's
there were some pretty big archosaurs of other groups in that time period, though, weren't there? Crocodilians were pretty big in the Jurassic. I don't know.
But with the size, it can only really be a dinosaur from this formation.
I'm
being obnoxious, sorry. Who's that little guy there?
You're doing great. You're doing great. Like I said, I kind of had like half an hour at least for, or as long as you'd like to talk about it. Because I know everybody's really excited about good science.
Whoever that is,
whoever
that is, they stole your jacket and maybe your hat too. I can't tell.
No, that's this hat over here. Oh, it's my field hat.
Oh my gosh, you look adorable.
Indeed.
Oh, I wanted to wear something different tonight because I wore this last night, but
right.
Yeah, that's my field hat.
I missed it.
You want as much sun protection as you can. You want as much sun protection as you can get out there. So sunscreen, long sleeves, pants. Sunburn out there can dry you out really quick, and it's actually really dangerous.
What's been the average temperature since you've been out there?
Well, most of our field days, we usually go out basically any day it's less than 95 degrees, preferably under 90 degrees, unless it's raining, which happens sometimes. The Badlands, so a lot of the rock out here is really absorbent clays. So if you get it wet, it'll swell to like 3 or 4 times its normal size. And you can just fall in a hole and never get back out. That's
crazy.
You gotta be careful. So you got to wait for the Badlands to dry out before you go out, but it can't be too hot or you'll bake alive because you're surrounded by reflective rock layers. You just walk down into an oven.
You're like in an ancient lake bed, yeah, like with all the deposit and stuff down there, aren't you? I mean, basically, when you're in the Badlands, that's what it is. It's the ancient wetlands and lake in a lake. And
here's a little more zoomed in picture.
Oh my goodness!
Look at you in your element.
We got a lot of good photos out there. Turns out I'm not a horrible cameraman, which surprised me. Let's see. I'm just going through all the images I have. Mm-hmm. I don't want to show everything, but the expedition was at least a partial success. We were mostly out there to find lentil, but there was another sauropod we were trying to find. An adult sauropod named Garbanzo.
And why is it Garbanzo?
He's named Garbanzo because he's a bigger bean than lentil.
Isn't that adorable?
And on our first day out in the field, we found this stone circle. Now, most of the time when I've seen these out in the field, I've been told, hey, that's a native site, stay away from it. Turns out not so for this site. This is a stone circle that was erected when Iowa State University students found Garbanzo and dug him up. Well, at least the femur. We have one bone from him. So they put the stone circle around it, but that information was lost to the department until I finally showed this image to an older faculty member, and it sparked a memory somewhere in his brain.
So that's where Garbanzo was, and it's been sitting out there inside that stone. That the stone circle's been there all this time, and you rediscovered it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
did you use what?
You lost it. People don't write them down. Did
you just stumble upon it, or did you? Was it like on a map or something? Oh, there's a stone circle here, or anything like that? No.
Nope. We crested a hill, and we're like, oh hey, that's a stone circle. That's weird.
Yeah.
I took the picture. I showed it, and
so this has been out there for years, and like it just didn't dawn on anyone to.
No one wrote it down, or if they did, the records have been lost.
Hikers will do stuff like this too, though. They'll make stone structures and stone patterns and stuff that look like they might be something that they're not when people are hiking through the wilderness. It's kind of annoying, actually. Like you stumbled on something cool and it's just something somebody made 2 months ago.
Right. Just fun, yeah. I have another picture here. If I can find it. Turns out there were more bones of Garbanzo weathering out of the ground. This is what I think might be a neck vertebra, just based on some pieces of the bone. But it's eroding out at the surface. And the way it's eroding makes me think that most of the bone is still under the surface and can be salvaged.
So what part of Garbanzo do you have?
We have a femur.
Okay.
So the thigh bone. And I think this is one of the neck vertebrae.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. You think like he's mostly intact?
It's hard to say for sure. There's a lot of bone at the surface there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to say. It's possible, but it needs further excavation, which is why this is one of the high priority sites I reported. Like I said, we reported a ton of sites. And
how close is this to the circle?
This is about 10 meters away, I want to say.
Ooh, so he's pretty big then. Oh my god. Oh,
he's an adult sauropod. The femur is 5 feet long.
Wow.
Do we know if it's like we're in North America, Jurassic, so oh my gosh.
We don't know what type of sauropod it is, sadly. The most common sauropods from the area are diplodocids, so stuff like Diplodocus and Apatosaurus. But we can't say for sure what he is until we get some more of the skeleton out to identify it. The femur is somewhat diagnostic, but sadly I wasn't able to finish removing it from the jacket due to health concerns, let's say. Turns out a lot of Morrison fossils are radioactive.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. And just the university didn't have the facilities to keep me safe while cleaning it, so my project was postponed.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
but we had a pretty worthwhile expedition. Grayson was here for about 2 weeks, and in that time we got a lot of field days, I think 7 or 8. There were a few days that were just too hot to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Some days it rained.
Yeah, I mean, so you've been out there the last 2 weeks, and we've all been like melting, like, just in our homes. How hot was it in the middle of a desert?
Depends on the day. Some days in the middle of the valley we were working in, it could reach over 110 degrees, maybe over 120. So there are some days where it's just too hot to work.
Right. Oh yeah.
I almost I almost got heat stroke at least once.
And you can't go out there in any other season because then it's like 40 below the rest of the year.
It's either covered in snow, covered in rain, or an oven.
Yeah.
So you got to pick your poison.
What's the closest town to where your dig site is?
About 15 miles away. And it's a tiny town of about 50 people. No, 70 people. 70 people.
Wow. You got a
the
little service station there for you?
Was about 30. No, the nearest gas station was about 20 miles away.
Wow.
Wow.
Biggest city? What were you saying about the closest city?
Oh, the closest like actual sizable town was about 30 feet or 30 miles away. About 45 minutes away from where we were here. So that's how far away the nearest hospital was if we had to get out of there.
Oh, wow. Watch out for venomous snakes then, huh?
Yes, that was a concern. And
have you seen much wildlife?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of pronghorns, a lot of mule deer. One of them hit my car.
Ouch. Which
was lovely. Yeah, it took out a window.
Oh.
And a mirror. Could have been worse. Neither Grayson nor I were hurt, but
yeah.
So it wasn't.
I mean, it sounds like the car was pretty hurt.
It's still drivable when the door shut. My car's over 20 years old. It's starting to rust.
Okay.
Blue Sue is a beat up old girl.
Blue Sue. I love it. Well, really quick, I do want to cover a couple of things. So for $2, Savage Cobra says, "Happy birthday, Bree." For $2, Bad Computer Scientist says, "My state has a better ISU. Go trees." Thank you, Porpoise.
Are we talking Idaho or are we talking Illinois? Because if it's Illinois, them's fighting words.
I'll let her answer that. And also, B.S. Lewis has become a member for 4 months. Welcome back to the cult, B.S. Lewis. Please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas. Nitty, I believe, is in the chat. Nitty has a new channel. Really excited for him. He has a short that hit like 2,000 views overnight. It's a Biden diss track, which, seems to be the popular thing to do these days. But, you have more?
Oh, yeah, this is Sue.
Oh, that is Sue. Nice.
Yep.
Sans mirror, I see.
Sans mirror and rear window.
Oof.
Porpoise, that's a big old mule deer. I appreciate the money, though. Porpoise said not Illinois, Indiana.
Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better.
But yeah, Illinois, Illinois and Iowa. Oof.
Well, I'm in Illinois. Yeah.
And Dr. T and I were so.
I think that's about all I have to show for. I think that's about all I have to show for now. But
I want to say again, thank you so much.
I want to say again, thank you to everyone in chat who helped me get here. Thank you to Maya. Thank you to Bree, all my friends. I could not. I have to move because the camera's offset. I could not have made it out here without y'all. Yeah, if not for you, I'd still be back in Iowa, and I don't want to be back in Iowa.
Oh my gosh!
Nobody wants to be back in Iowa.
It's too humid. The corn makes it humid.
I'm in Illinois. And Maya's from Illinois. We know how humid the corn makes it. It's like
is that what makes it humid? No, I remember having people that came up from. Sorry. I remember having people come up from like Georgia and complaining like this is like southern heat. Like it. Yeah, it's really.
Oh. Yeah, you're right in the heart of corn country. But yeah, I'm on the Mississippi too, so it's humid.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, get out! It's down
But,
here in these
like
bottoms.
the middle of Iowa, it's just corn for 4 miles in every direction, or 4 miles, 4 hours in every direction. Little different.
Oh, and what do I have? Oh, it says Bree's birthday. Bree, I wanted to serenade you with let's see. But not me, because I love you. So we're gonna do this.
Who else did I say I hated? I forget. Rich people with big fat checks. Who was it? Rich people, they're having a ball. Rich people been fucking us all. One more. Rich people stacking the deck. That's right. Rich people with their big fat checks. Rich people having a ball. Rich people been fucking us all. They have rich people out here in Denver? I'm not sure.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. I have myself muted because I was singing along with Carthy and arguing with somebody in your side chat who's denying that floods are the result of climate change triggered by the oil industry. So I'm
God.
that. Yeah. Like,
well, I really want to do a climate change stream. I just don't know how to do it and keep people in the stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need regulations to keep the earth habitable.
A few regulations. Couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Like Elon's 4.7% tax rate that he's whining about, when the rest of us pay between 12 and 30% of our income to taxes. So rich people don't pay no tax, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, sorry, I'm trying to read and also eat the rich, but where is my tab?
Devour.
So I wanted to do a couple of things today. So I wanted to do Roger for about I don't know, I guess about an hour, and then I know Bree loves cryptid videos, so I have like spoopy cryptids caught on tape. If you're up for it.
Ooh.
Like to
sounds like fun.
Even out the night. All right. To date. All right. So, if I can remember how to do all this. All right. Oh, goddamn. Roger. Lovable Roger.
I've preemptively taken Tylenol.
Yeah, I don't know if you could get your hands on anything stronger than tea. But now might be that
Sadly
time.
Not. Sadly. Well, I actually. Oh wow! I drank more than I thought last night. I do. I still have some ale.
Is that okay? This is what I wanted to do. All right. Oh. So again, I love the chat so much, but the last time I said I was going to do this, I was trying. I had Jay and Durante in the stream, and then I was like, I'm going to try to get to all your super chats. So if I miss anything, please forgive me. And I got like more super chats than we've ever gotten like in the history of the show.
Hey, nice.
You guys are really making a girl run for her money. I love you.
Ooh, I'm curious. Am I monetized yet? I applied for it the other night. Let me see. Nope, still under review. Dang.
Okay. Mine went really quick. I know that you and Ember were saying that it took like a week. My review went through really quickly, and I was like, man, with all the F-bombs and the tits I show in every fucking stream, I really thought it would be a lot longer than that. And I'm telling you, you need to show more TNA if you want to get monetized quickly, because mine was like 3 days.
Oh.
All right.
And I can try.
All right. Let's see what Roger's got for us tonight.
Oh,
Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
it's muted.
Got this from my good friend
you
who
guys
was
hear?
with NASA and the European
Can you hear
Space
it now?
Agent Pedro.
I cannot hear. Oh, this is driving me nuts. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we can
I
hear.
can hear it.
Well, that's great. I don't know what to comment on, though, or when to stop. So I don't know why.
Someone has words in the background.
I do hear background noise, but I think that's coming
I
from
think it's
Maya.
Maya.
Because she's flashing, but
Wait, what's going on in the background?
we can just hear people
background
talking.
noise.
Oh, you know what? No, that's my son. I can't believe he's in his room with the door shut. I can't believe you can hear that. This is supposed to happen.
We can't make out what he's saying. It's like a.
Yeah, but it's still really annoying, right? I don't know what to do with that.
Survivable.
Maybe, hey Bree, can you see if you can hear it? Like if I send it to you, if you can hear it?
Yeah.
I mean, we can hear it when you play it.
I can't hear it though.
She can't hear it,
which is a little bit of an issue.
Send me the link in Discord.
Do you have the page on YouTube muted?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the page on YouTube muted?
Let's see. It's not telling me. No, it's because it's telling me I can mute.
Oh, I don't know then.
Mute, unmute. Does that help?
Pedro, thank you, my good friend.
No, so something's happening where
it's just muted for you.
Right.
Interesting.
Odd.
Like everybody, like even with it's everything though. Like I couldn't even hear the song. You guys were jamming, so I'm just like, well, apparently they can hear something. So, but
maybe YouTube censoring Roger.
I don't know much about Talk Studio.
It's
I don't know
Streamlabs.
anything about it.
It's just the Streamlabs Live thing.
Yeah.
Let's see, microphone.
I should use that since it would probably be compatible with the system I'm using right now.
I use it because hold up, let me see.
And it is about the mission.
God damn it. So I use it because it's the only way. Like if you go into the other Streamlabs, then I don't know how to get Doc to. Yeah.
Doc is here. What is needed?
You're not Doc.
To bend
Other
you
Doc.
to that asteroid.
Oh.
You know what? I'm just gonna do this free. Let's see if you can pull it up.
Okay.
So Roger has found an asteroid that he believes is an actual heart.
Of course.
And he's going to explain to us how hearts work.
All right, here we go. So try that. And then unmute and I'll play it.
And my friends, I'm a
Okay.
smidge
I hear.
out of control.
Can you hear?
Excited.
Yep, I hear it.
All right.
I got this from my good friend who was with NASA and the European Space Agent Pedro. Pedro, thank you, my good friend. And it is about the mission to bend you to that asteroid. They went with a lander, grabbed up the chunk of it, came back to Earth,
He talks
landed
really
back in
slow.
September.
Can you
Now they're
speed it up to,
releasing
like,
what they have
1.5?
discovered. And it is pretty detailed. And it supports exactly what I have been saying. And I have some requests.
It's funny. I'm used to hearing Roger at this speed.
Wait, is he about to say he put in a request to NASA?
Let me back it up 5 seconds and we'll play it again and see what he says.
And it supports exactly what I have been saying. And I have some requests to what my comments are. I would like them to address my comments because I'm 100% sure I know what it is, and you will too, because I can basically prove it. The chemistry, the whole 9 yards is there to support what I said. And we're going to get into, this is it right here, Comet Bennu, Asteroid Bennu. And I'm going to explain to you what this is.
Before it gets too far, can we just marvel at what a badass looking asteroid this is? I mean, that
is.
looks like
I actually went online to see the asteroid. I'm like, is this the fucking asteroid?
It looks like an asteroid. It looks like an asteroid from a sci-fi movie.
It does. It looks like the Death Star, like what they think the Death Star is when they first see it.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I would have named it Death Star. I would have named it like Death Star 2. Or it kind of looks like it has like coffee eyes too. You know the meme with the coffee eyes where one's bigger and one's smaller?
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I went online to look at it. And NASA does. I don't know where he's getting this picture from, honestly, but it is a badass asteroid.
Oh, damn it, Robin. She figured it out already. It's a vagina. Everything is a vagina in Roger's world.
Duh.
Oh, dear.
This. It just didn't happen accidentally and have this form, and I hit this thing and hit that thing and so forth. That, my friends, is biology. And they admit it. They say it's all organic. And then they can't account for the phosphate.
Oh, do they?
I know exactly what it is because that's exactly what I studied in my preserved mudfossils.
Citation needed, right? Who says that it's organic?
Roger. Right now. He is his own citation.
He's his own citation.
He is.
His source is that he made it the fuck up.
He's got the goose with him.
I mean, were you here when he showed us the Word document of the DNA results from one rock?
It sounds familiar. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might have been here.
Look at the goose, though. That goose is always there.
Oh my God! Yeah, I was watching. It was another one I didn't go with, but he was trying to get people to find the feather pattern. He's like, I need to figure out what kind of goose it is. Have you ever? I can't find one with this feather pattern. And I'm like, it's not how fossils work.
Why, Roger?
Fossilized feathers. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, we do have fossilized feathers, but they'd be Lagerstätten. It wouldn't actually be. It'd be like a press, like a print of the feather. It wouldn't be the feather itself. Anyway,
we do have remnants of the actual feather.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. The holotype of Archaeopteryx, like the thing that was named Archaeopteryx, is a feather that is almost perfectly preserved. It still has beta keratin in it, like original beta keratin.
That is so cool.
Do we know the color from
it? By time and pressure, but we have the color. I think it was like a dark gray trending towards black at the tip, which is what a lot of modern bird feathers do.
Yeah, which is really cool. But what do you call it? For Roger, though, I mean, it's not like we had the whole bird covered in feathers and we could see the feather pattern and right?
No, Roger's just a crackpot. But I'm just saying we have actual feathers.
Yes. Yes, certainly we do. But
my preserved mudfossils, it had heavy implications with phosphate because that is what's in the phospholipid membranes. Every single cell in your body has a phospholipid membrane around it. So it's going to be dense with phosphorus. They're going to be everywhere. All right, this is just out of control, fabulous. Surprising phosphate finding in NASA's OSIRIS-REx asteroid sample that they brought back. Now, let's just take a look at this. They found phosphates.
Well, now this does remind me of when they found, because it was phosphate gas they found on Venus, right? That there was a big stir about a couple years back, but
I remember. I remember. I can't remember what the gas was, though.
Well, it was. I thought it was phosphate. Do you remember, Doc?
I don't, but just they found phosphates. Great. It's phosphorus and 4 oxygen. 4 oxygens. It's super common. Like Roger he doesn't get it.
No.
It's super common and that therefore it's organic, right? That's how that works.
Obviously it has to be. Like phosphorus is an incredibly common element. Oxygen is even more common than phosphorus. And it's also super reactive. So if there's phosphorus and if there's oxygen,
So
saying,
Leon does say phosphate is not phospholipids. That's absolutely true.
oh yeah, no, not at
That's
all.
true. Phospholipids are a specific thing.
Which is, yeah, very important distinction. Roger has not made, and he's going to explain to us right now.
Well, what is it? They are made up of 2 fatty acid chains linked to a phosphate containing head group. I asked, do all cells have phospholipids, which is the bilayer of, and all cells do, yes. Every cell in your body, every cell.
There's the fatty acid, Roger.
They all have this phosphate. So there's no mystery as to where the phosphate came from, except from NASA. I can tell you.
NASA took the fatty acid. NASA took the fatty acid, and they're using it to power CERN. There we go. I fixed it. Full circle.
See. He probably believed that.
Yeah. Well, has Roger ever talked about CERN? Yeah, he has. I think he has.
Probably.
He probably thinks it's evidence of ancient aliens or something.
I can tell you exactly where that, and I know exactly what else is there, because they got some little pictures of what's going on, and I can show you exactly the anatomy of what it is. Okay, this is an exciting day. NASA, who I have had a dispute with for many years because they just don't acknowledge what's in front of their faces. Now they have to. They came back with this sample. You see this stuff right here? I'm going to show you what this is. This is the phosphates they found in this little sample. And they took some pictures of this and some other parts. And I'm going to discuss to you exactly.
Terry is saying that they found phosphenes on Venus last year.
Phosphenes. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. Phosphenes.
Yeah, okay. It's a pH3, so phosphorus with hydrogen.
Phosphorus with hydrogen. All right.
Which another insanely common and reactive element.
Exactly what it is. So here's what they're talking about. This is the contents, is the phosphate surprise. They're saying it is from a young solar system. Hints at life's building blocks. Yes, because that was from biology. And then what are we going to do next? Well, let's find out. Here's what they have to say. And again, this is asteroid menu, this big ball out there in space.
Cue the
and
feather.
It's loaded with metal.
Feather time, guys. Everybody get their feathers ready. I don't
know. I keep hearing that he used his finger and he was poking at his computer. I would love to see that episode.
Probably still in some of his old stuff. I doubt he's deleted anything.
He has no. I was looking. He has no folders. It's just chaos. He just goes live. Whatever's on top of his head, he'll start streaming mid sentence. Even good old Roger. And where did Bree go?
I went to look for my feather and I couldn't find it. I have a feather though.
Don't you have a feather thingy, don't you?
Oh yeah, I have my antenna.
Yeah.
My moth antenna. Yeah, I do remember him poking this. Oh, I don't remember him watching him and him seeing that happen. I remember watching people reviewing Roger way back, and he would poke the screen with his finger so the whole screen just that. And when he get really excited, he'd do that, and so people kept making fun of him, and then he started doing this. But this was a long time ago. I want to think it was like 2018 or something.
With metals. They know that. It's exactly the same, virtually identical to asteroid Psyche. And Psyche is completely saturated with metals. And Psyche, you can actually see the metals. We're going to see these because they went both up there, went right up to them and looked right at them and took pictures of them right up close. And you can't miss a detail. And I will show you every detail. So they came back with this sample from Bennu. Now, I knew what it was before they even came back with it. And I had a video about it and what's involved in it and what the metals are and what they're going to find. And sure enough, I believe that's exactly what it's going to be. I want to see the chemical analysis of the whole thing, every single different atomic bit that's in there.
You're saying that
and
they did DNA testing on the asteroid?
Well, he thinks you can DNA test anything.
No, but he's saying they did. NASA actually did DNA test the asteroid.
Sure, they did. Well, they might have tested it for.
They're looking at lipid chains.
Chemical.
They're looking at lipid chains, and he thinks that it means they're DNA testing it.
Oh, because it's a heart. So you're trying to.
From what I'm reading here, anyway. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, there's some basis for testing for amino acids too.
Yeah,
that's possible.
But It's Roger. So no, of course they're DNA testing the heart because
because is definitely the reason.
And they did say, yes, they're all organic. So anyway, they came back with this, and it's revealed dust-rich.
Can we clarify for Roger that organic chemistry does not mean that it's that it's from a living organism? That's not.
That's not
organic
how
just
any
means
of
it
this
has
works.
carbon.
Yeah, it means it's carbon-based. And a lot of people will just lump that together. Anything that's use the word organic, they think it automatically it means biological life, and it's like, nah.
In carbon, nitrogen, and organic compounds, because it's a part of a body, all of which are essential components for life as we know it, because it was life as we know it, dominated by clay minerals, which is nothing but red bloody stuff, particularly serpentine. The sample mirrors the type of rock found at mid-ocean ridges on Earth and literally everywhere.
Wait a minute.
Everything is saturated.
He thinks it's a snake?
Does he?
Particularly serpentine. Let's go back just about, where are we at? 5 or 10. We'll go back 15
he
seconds.
Said it was life as we know it.
Let's hear that again.
Clay minerals, which is nothing more than red bloody stuff, particularly serpentine. The sample mirrors the type of rock found at
my goodness. Hold on.
You weren't standing on rock. You were standing on clay, which is red bloody stuff.
Someone needs to loop that.
Red bloody stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
someone needs to loop this hand gesture.
We were standing on an actual flesh.
Dominated by clay.
Yeah, sure. It felt like it with the sand grains in it.
I'm sorry, Bree, what were you saying?
I'm being pervy.
Which is nothing more than
someone needs to loop that hand gesture of Roger doing that and just loop it.
Stuff. Particularly serpentine. The sample.
So anytime he goes on one of his ridiculous tangents, you can just pull that up and have.
It's just Roger
rock found at mid-ocean ridges on Earth and literally everywhere.
I'm sorry, I'm bad at being the controlling person. I'm like, stop.
No, you're fine.
We missed you, Dr. Tapioca Weasel. Nobody pushes these buttons like you, baby.
Because everything is saturated with the potassium. I'm sorry, with the phosphorus. Because it is the part that makes the collagens, which is all your connective tissues and your membranes and everything else. Now, the magnesium sodium phosphate, which is from the phosphorus.
I just wanted to recognize Porpoise, $2 for prevention of monitor abuse. Sorry, I had to. Thank you, Porpoise. We love you.
For prevention of monitor abuse, please use feather. But he uses the wrong end of the feather anyway. When someone uses the feather, they mean use the soft end to point. They don't mean use the what's that? What was it called? The quill down the middle? Yeah.
Phosphorus, which is from the membranes, found in a sample, hints that the asteroid could have splintered off from an ancient, small, primitive ocean world, because they find these things in the ocean. The phosphate was a surprise to the team because the mineral had not been detected by the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft while at Bennu. Now, while a similar phosphate was found in an asteroid Ryugu sample delivered by JAXA's Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency in 2020.
So this isn't even novel, right? Roger, this isn't even novel.
Yeah, no, he's trying to, I guess we could skip ahead a little bit because he's trying to build up to something.
So we got phosphate surprise. Is that where we want to start?
No,
about 3 minutes ahead.
Go. Yeah, we don't need to listen to him read. There's got to be a picture coming up or something.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Let's start right.
Yeah. It's around minute 15 is when he starts going like kind of nuts.
He's finished wrapping up this PDF that he was reading from and misinterpreting.
Successful. I'm going to try again and link this video. And if anybody can get through to any of these people and ask them to see what I'm showing, because here's what I'm going to show you right here. That this was a heart. This is Bennu. That's a heart.
We need to get a hold of NASA on behalf of Roger and say, hey, NASA, you got to listen to what Mudfossils University is saying about this asteroid, y'all. Obviously, a giant, to me, it looks like a giant phasmid egg. A phasmid's like a stick insect.
Not too long ago, Roger was trying to reach out to Neil deGrasse Tyson because he heard that he responded to Terrence Howard.
I think I remember hearing about that.
Now, Terrence Howard's a whole nother, he's a
whole nother ball of crazy, 100%. Oh,
That, my friends, is a heart, and so is psyche.
I just want to thank Shane Billowitz for coming back to the fold. Thank you, Shane. Please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your vaginas, and your nitties.
Big old nitties. Now they're demo nitties. Nitties updated. So if you haven't subscribed to Nitty's new channel, someone drop the link so that we can get people sent over there.
We actually only drop links for people that are featured in the video, just to be fair to everybody.
Okay,
Sorry.
gotcha. Sorry, I'm used to being plug-in shit. Sorry.
There's always a bunch of stuff going on, and I don't want to. I know I'm going to get to a point. It's like, well, you did it for them and not for me, and So I'm like, okay, I'm just setting standards early.
I get it. No, you don't have to explain. 100% understand. I think this middle graphic is the one he's going off of almost completely.
But if you want to plug any of Bree's stuff or any of Doc's stuff, they both have GoFundMe's, and feel free to.
I gotta buy me a bug for my birthday. You can go buy me a bug.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I have a PayPal and stuff until I can actually get monetized.
Oh yeah, and what do you call it? I did want to say real quick, back before we started, I know that you said that you had gotten a lot of money, and you were thinking if you got more than you needed, you were going to give it to a school, but
museum, yeah.
Yes, museum. But
you could give it to Terrence Howard, is what she's getting at. Give it to Terrence Howard because he's.
Yeah. I'd like it to tweak that just a little bit. If anybody here disagrees, feel free to at me in the chat. But I think the purpose of giving you so much money was so that you could do the science things. So if fingers crossed, you do get the job and you need to use some of that to pay for your moving expenses so that you can keep the job and keep doing the science shit, I don't think that anybody would have a problem with that.
I understand, and I can appreciate that, but I have plenty in savings to cover moving expenses and stuff. I have temporary online jobs, so I'm not burning any more of the GoFundMe money than I have to. I'm actually making enough to put a little back into savings still.
All right.
When I'm done with the expedition, once I have the lab results, all that, I currently have about $1,200 to donate to a local museum. And that was what I said would happen at the end of the expedition, and I'm going to hold true to it.
All right.
It's not going to be the Creation Museum, though, is it?
Oh, no, you're not allowed to do that.
No, it is. Okay. It is for a. So I'm currently staying in the town of Grable, Wyoming. Grable is a small town, about 1,800 people, something like that. And a ton of super important fossils have come from this area. They have a tiny museum in the middle of town, and they're looking to expand it. So I am planning to donate money to that fund so they can have a proper museum, because this is a very important area for the history of paleontology. And speaking as someone who came from a small town, going to a good museum can really help inspire people to get into science.
Yeah.
I want to do that for others.
That is awesome.
Oh my gosh, left-handed Jedi, you're amazing.
For science.
Holy crap.
For science.
Thank you. Thank you.
Science. Who wants to find out why this asteroid's a heart, though? Based on pareidolia alone. Let's do it.
Based on pareidolia alone. Yes, let's go.
All right, so let's look at these here. This is Bennu. And this is the one where they came down into one, I believe it was one of these craters, and they grabbed something and popped right off, and that's what they're sampling now. Now, a heart is literally a bag of blood. But the heart muscle is unbelievable. It has to do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Dr.
And when you start
if
you teach biology, is that the truth? Roger,
sorry, what did you say? That's talking.
The heart is basically a bag of blood. Not a muscle, but a bag of blood.
I mean, it's a bag of blood that pumps the blood around with muscle. Like it's not just a bag. It is its own muscle. It's special actually because it pulls on itself to do it.
Oh, that's cool.
Has
It's
its
a
own special
complex
kind of
system.
tissues.
Yeah. Special kind of muscle, not well, similar to muscles found in other parts of the body, but fairly unique because it can't stop pumping.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah, you don't want it to.
That it doesn't stop.
You need that oxygen getting into your organs and your brain. Otherwise, you're gonna shut down. So whoever had this heart and lost it, they're probably not doing so well.
Yeah,
That's what I'm taking away from this.
It doesn't look like a heart at all. I think he's just fixating on it because of the craters. But those are just craters. Like, does he think the moon is a heart? Who am I kidding? He probably does.
That's a great question.
Craters.
I've never heard him talk about the moon. But I don't know. It's probably one of the you know how he's what do you call it? Fixated on balls.
Yeah,
An orbital fixation. I don't know.
Orbital fixation, a spherical fixation.
I really got to go and want all this stuff. It's got to work like crazy. Now, there's huge valves and there's all kinds of plumbing. These things are not necessarily impacts. As a matter of fact, you can see that's not a crater, that's a tube. I'm going to show you these things. I have some better details.
Wait, where's the
tube?
Right up here. This is not an artist rendition.
Hold up. Where's the
How
tube?
was that a tube?
Let's go back. Okay.
I don't see a tube.
It's a plumbing. These things are not necessarily impacts. As a matter of fact, you can see that's not a crater. That's a.
Okay, so
That's
because this crater because this area here has eroded along this side with the crater right here, he thinks this is a tube popping out.
Of course he does.
This rock face that runs along here, and then the crater is like right on the edge of it and broken off right there, so it looks like yeah.
Of course he does.
And I imagine he's gonna make claims like about these down here being the same thing, like they're arteries and things connecting into the heart tissue. Okay, I get what he's saying now. Do you all follow what he's saying?
I heard the words come out of his mouth.
I don't agree with what he's saying, but I understand what he's saying about this being a tube. It's like a mesa with a crater on top, basically. So he thinks it's a tube.
That's a tube. I'm going to show you these things. I have some better details, shots of this, because they went right up here. This is not an artist rendition. This is from the telescope in space, from the craft that landed on it. And the same thing with Psyche. Now, look at Psyche. There's no difference.
Steph, we plugged transpositions and got you one or two more people into the what do you call it? Into the transpositions server, which yeah. And they have promised to study all the stuff in the server and fight with their racist, transphobic uncles during Thanksgiving. So
it's important work. Tube-tastic.
Difference. There's no difference. That's Psyche.
For the record,
this one, you can actually see the
racism's
other
not cool, kids. Or transphobia.
Oh my gosh. This looks so cool. I'm sorry.
It really does, though. Oh. What is he saying? It is
the asteroid.
Psyche. Oh, I can't see with his hand there. It's a JPEG, so like it's one of his. It's in his folder. So
Psychmaps 01 Press JPEG or JPG.
Yeah, I like how you can see the different materials on this map, though.
It is really cool.
It makes
it is neat, but it's
not a heart.
Just an asteroid.
Yeah, you can see, but you can see where it cooled and stuff. Isn't that like?
Oh yeah.
Some of these are impact craters. Yeah, some of them are like, what do they call that when molten metal bubbles up like that? There's a different word for it, but anyway,
not slag, but I know what you're talking.
Yeah, it does look like a big piece of slag, though. If somebody asked me what it resembled, it's like a big piece of slag covered with sawdust is what it looks like in this picture. But
don't tell Roger that. He'll think it's a forge for giants.
Oh goodness, yeah, this is like leftover from the Star Forge, right? In the wood shop where they sawed down the giant trees that used to be scattered across the earth. Could you imagine what the earth would have looked like if we had the giant trees that Roger and them think that we had, like all the mountains and stuff, or tree stumps? How big those trees would
love
be?
it. It'd be cool.
It'd be so cool, like miles high trees. Think about the different fauna we'd have in there. It'd be like, like Avatar or something.
Only this one, you can actually see the metal. The other one is going to be all metal. I'll show you. It's going to be virtually all metal, what they took out of there, except for these phosphates, which are the membranes that line everything. Because blood is literally saturated with metals. I'm going to show you the test they just did on all the blood. Well, they did it a while ago, but blood is known to contain every single metal, basically. And they can't account for iron, anything above iron. So they're looking out here to say, how did these metals even form? Well, I know.
What the hell does that mean? They can't account for anything higher than iron?
I was going to ask you guys that.
Does he mean in like stuff you can get from a star, like atoms you can get from a star? Because we know how those form. They form via supernovae.
Yeah, there's different stars form different elements, right? Or different elements are created in different stars by fusion.
Oh, we do keep saying her name. This is going to be a bumpy one. I'm sorry. I'm listening to you guys.
Yeah, this is a video about you, how to rule an asteroid. What are we supposed to do? He's literally talking about your tubes, and we're trying to stand up for you here.
Yeah, well, he did call her a big heart, so...
Yeah. Right. Uranium, lead, cadmium.
Oh, and hey, look, the transpositions have stopped by.
Yay!
Ears must have been ringing.
Yeah, usually it's me behind the steering, but not this time.
Yeah, I know, no buzz.
That's how you know, because I come into a room with a buzz, no matter what account I'm on. Even if I'm under one of my talks, I'm trying to be incognito.
Now, I remember the one time when we went to St. Louis and you buzzed in on my account. Everybody's like, "Wait, what?"
Found from enzymes, and I call it the molecular bump, or atomic bump. I'm sorry, atomic bump. So from iron, you can bump to cobalt, you can bump up to nickel, you can bump up to copper, you can bump up to zinc, and they do that. Like and they use enzymes to do that, and they use the half-lives of enzymes. But you have to understand dipole.
Sorry, what?
The half-lives of enzymes to do the bump.
No, like,
yeah.
How do you do the bump, Doc?
Well, first, just in case Roger ever hears this, higher proton count elements form via nuclear. Yeah, it's fusion, right? It's not fission, it's fusion.
Okay.
And nuclear fusion occurs during when elements are put under extremely high pressure. They're put under enough pressure to overcome the resistance between electrons in the atoms and the not the cores, the nuclei. The nuclei of the atoms fuse, and it produces a higher level element. We know that it can happen naturally in stars, just because we can measure I think it's the emission spectrum that's emitted when different elements are heated to a plasma state. They release specific wavelengths of light. So we know that, like, our sun can create iron. To get higher than that, you need more pressure. And the easiest way to attain that is for a star to go supernova. When stars go supernova, they squeeze together super tight and then explode. It's probably not an actual explosion, but colloquially explosion. Yeah, rapidly expands. And that forces nuclei together, forming heavier and heavier elements. It's just nuclear physics. We can do it in a laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have done it in a laboratory. All of the highest elements on the periodic table were created in a lab. Some of them can't last for more than like half a second. or a billionth of a second. They just immediately explode because they don't like to exist.
But they lasted.
They're
And
unstable
inside
elements.
of time and space.
Yes,
Oh.
inside of time and space. Weirdly enough, like it's
We
enzymes
force
aren't a part of
things that
this.
we force things that don't exist to exist momentarily. It's really weird. Humans do weird shit.
Yes.
Humans do a lot of weird shit, but it's just nuclear physics. I'm not even that good at it, and I understand how it happens.
Well,
Like,
now
I barely passed
now that
physics.
now that I think about it, his analogy of bumping up's not that bad for like a lay person trying to explain it, like how the fission levels would increase the atomic weight, right? Is it the atomic weight? I'm thinking that it goes up
Atomic
as
number.
the atomic number. Okay, the atomic
Number.
weight is more variable, right? It's been a long time since
You
I'm
can have-
talking like
You can have multiple weights per element.
yeah. I haven't taken a physics or a chemistry class since like 2008.
I was actually really good at chemistry. I never even attempted physics, so
Yeah, the one stream where we really should have Tap here, because I know he understands this pretty well.
no, fuck that guy.
Well, I'll tell you what. I sent Maya a video about demon clowns. Okay, so
Oh dear.
I was like, "Hey, want to watch demon clowns?" And she said, "No, let's do this." So we're doing this.
No,
I
Doc loves
vinegar
this.
for some reason.
Yeah,
I wish I had vinegar.
We're gonna do
Might
cryptids
be a
after
neighbor.
this. You guys love cryptids.
yeah. Oh, I was just teasing you. I
Cryptids are
thought
cool. No, I
that
know,
demon
I
clown
know.
thing was funny because because the clown thing. But that would be doing anything clown related. We have to have Doc here, right? Because Doc's our clown with his rainbow wig and yeah. Anyway, let's
what's
see
going
what.
on? Is Professor Park says he's available. Oh, does anybody know how to get me connected with Professor Parks? Because he is a really good, like, Dr. Tap Band-Aid.
Is
I
Professor Parks
don't know
on
them.
Discord? I don't know who that is.
How do you
uh,
know
do-
Professor Parks?
I don't know him. Do you have a channel email you could drop in the chat, Maya? And like ask him to email you?
I could find it.
Here, I have. Well, yeah, I have one.
Okay. All right, I will find it. And what do you call it? Bree.
Okay, I'm not a moderator. I can't
No,
post
it's
it.
fine. I will find it. Bree, you can hit the play button, and I will
Electron
do
flow
things.
theory. It can't happen with the standard model. It doesn't work. It's never going to work. Dipole electron flow theory works perfect, and it accounts for all the isotopes and the heavy metals, and that's where all these heavy metals come from. That's blood. Blood contains all of those metals. All right, this is about as detailed as you can get. This is a whole blood. Well, it's a study of the blood in its different forms: blood and plasma and serum, all separated, and what is contained in those different types of blood. And here's how I'm just going to cut right down to the chase. All right, this is when they did it and how they separated it out. What were they looking for?
So, blood. Are we talking like?
Go ahead.
Like they did a test on it and said, "Hey, this is blood," or is he saying because it has iron in it that it's blood?
Probably because it has iron in it, it's blood. Knowing Roger.
Okay, because like blood doesn't have to have iron in it. Like insects, they have iron in their blood too, but not nearly as much. And they got hemolymph, which is not.
I mean, don't things like horseshoe crabs use copper?
Yeah, and mollusks do too, like octopus and snails and stuff. But yeah, and however you carry because the reason why insects don't have the iron in there is I believe because they have an open respiratory system, so they couldn't have iron in there at all.
An open circulatory system, but yeah,
open.
They have they have a web of fluid that just exchanges oxygen.
The
Weird, but
spiracles,
it's cool.
the spiracles go right into the organs to provide them with oxygen. Basically, it's really cool. Anyway,
Yep.
What we're not talking about, though, we're talking about like a mammal heart is basically what Roger's going with for this. Nothing even simple.
I remember the
Forest
time
26.
I remember the time I had to dissect a cockroach in
Mm-hmm.
a biology lab. We had these Madagascar hissing cockroaches that were like 2 inches long. It was
Up here.
They were one of the first bugs I ever met that I wasn't grossed out by. And it feels
I'm
weird
pretty
to say
grossed out
that
right
because they're
now.
cockroaches.
If you ever come up here, I'll let you hold one of mine. They do have
No.
spiky legs, though.
They're
I'm like
They're
freaking out
really
right now.
they're really cute and they're
No.
slow.
No.
Like it made me figure out the thing I hate about bugs is like the rapid skittering they do. I hate that. The giant
Same.
cockroaches don't do that. They're slow.
No,
and
they
just like
sit
on you.
there. They just sit there with
Yeah,
a
they're
machete,
adorable.
just like, come here, bitch. Like, they're oh my god, they're
They're just little guys, though.
They just sit there enjoying your body heat, and sometimes they make little chirp noises.
They will hiss at each other too. They'll hiss at you as well if they think that you're trying to bug them.
No, I'm serious. No, they are evil.
And that is actually pushing air across the spiracles is what makes that hissing sound. So,
oh my god,
normal cockroaches, I will agree, are evil. The giant ones aren't. They are nice. It's like
when a human
giant,
says an animal species is evil, what they mean is it's successful, and they don't.
No, I mean
it's
they're evil. No, they are
It's
murderous, and they will cut you in your sleep.
Aren't they herbivores? The hissing cockroaches.
Yeah.
No, they are menaces.
Yeah,
to
they're
society.
herbivores.
To human society, though, right?
Well,
But
yeah,
that's anthropocentric.
But to like me
elements, and they're all
personally,
metals. These are all metals.
I thought the cockroach society. I'm gonna be their queen.
You started a cockroach society.
I'm gonna be their queen.
You want to be the queen cockroach.
The queen of the cockroach. I'm not gonna be a cockroach. I'm gonna be queen of all the bugs, but you gotta start somewhere. Cockroaches are the cheapest labor I can find. Bees are expensive.
What about ants?
Yeah, ants would be expensive too, right? They don't work for.
But they take care of themselves and they take care of each other. That
yeah, so what
your workload?
Yeah, but the cockroaches, you can kind of you can come up with a barter system with them to compensate them for their services easier than you can with ants, right?
Are we talking about flying cockroaches right now?
We're talking about
no, they can't even fly. Okay. Meanwhile, dung beetles can fly, and they're actual menaces. No, yeah, fuck dung beetles in particular.
Dung beetles are cool.
All right,
scarabs are cool.
Where are we at?
They're pretty.
Hey, all right, everybody, be Professor Parks.
Hello.
Hello. How bad was you? Probably horrible.
Let's see. Can I?
Well, I don't think I've got my speaker right.
We can hear you. All right.
Okay,
How do I
actually? Let's see. Can you all hear me? Because I can't hear you.
We can hear you.
There we go. All right, cool.
Okay, cool. Hey, Bray, can you take the screen off for just a second? Or yeah, because I don't seem to be able. I miss Evie Mux. I can't control anything in Evie Mux right now.
I don't even know how to stop saving on that.
You don't have to. Professor Parks. Oh, here we go. Do you want to do your elevator pitch? Because apparently, I don't know how this happened. I'm the only one that knows you.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm still pretty small channel. I am Professor Parks, and as I say, I make content on astronomy, science, skepticism, and mental health. And so I am a professor at George Mason University and the director of its observatory. So yeah.
All right. And you wanted to help explain something that we were talking about not too long ago?
Well, I was just here to basically help explain any kind of astronomy-related things that you might have come up. I heard you guys talking about Bennu and the generation of elements and things of that nature. So,
Do you know anything about Bennu? Hey, is it like
Yeah.
Oumuamua and it's like a secret spaceship?
no, it could be a secret spaceship, but what's interesting about Bennu is it's probably more of a conglomeration of small rocks than it is a solid actual body.
Why do we
Well,
believe that?
It is primarily because of the way that the structure of, you can see that it's kind of pebble shaped.
Mhm.
Let me pull it back up here real quick because I can go back to Roger's picture of it.
Oh no, yeah, he's done his elevator pitch. We can go back.
You want the picture to look at while you talk, or
Sure.
While Bree is pulling that up, how bad was my explanation of nuclear fusion? I'm not great at physics.
No, it was good. So essentially with nuclear fusion, the way that it works is that you have a nucleus that is surrounded by electrons, and in electrostatics, opposites attract. Basically, that's the only place that happens other than rom-coms, but slight charges actually will repel each other. So if you try to push two atoms together, they're not going to want to come together. And so in order for that to occur, you have to actually throw them at each other at incredibly high speeds, which requires incredibly high temperatures and pressures. And then once that can happen, it basically will break that electrostatic boundary, and the two nuclei will get close to each other. And at that point, the strong nuclear force takes over and fuses the thing into a new atom, into a bigger element.
And you're in the presence
I
of a
remembered
lot of cat
something from
lovers. I
physics.
had no idea.
Oh yeah, this is Luna. She's trying to steal my lights. Stop that. Yes, Sunny is around here somewhere. Sorry. Apparently she really wants to eat those. But
All right. So, okay, what I heard was so Bennu is a collection of aliens in a spaceship, and they're headed straight for us.
oh, well, I don't think so. Bennu is a solar system object. Oumuamua, that is actually an interstellar interstellar traveler, or as Dr. Avi Loeb would say, an interstellar dinner guest.
with a really unique shape too, right? More
Yes.
so this more traditional shape that we're seeing here with Bennu.
Yeah, so actually, I gotta say, I don't think that's Bennu.
No?
No,
It doesn't. Like I said, I went on to NASA's website, and I'm like, it doesn't look like.
that's not Bennu.
Yeah, but
That is definitely an iron.
Oh,
All right. That is definitely an iron, what we call an iron asteroid.
so this doesn't look like Bennu to me either. Does it look
That's
like
not
Bennu to
Bennu.
you? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well, no, it. Roger pulled it from the depths of his ass.
It looks like it's
These-
got particles on it.
and these two don't look like the same body either. Like when you look
No.
at them.
No, not really.
But
Now I'm curious. That
ultimately they're going to look like this, though, right?
the second one actually looks like an artist representation.
So this is what what Google pulled up.
Yeah,
Does that
that's
look-
Bennu.
Okay, so this is what Roger is actually talking about.
Where are the giant
But-
craters at?
That's the
That is
thing.
a great
is
question.
that was what prompted me to think that was not Bennu, because if you look at Bennu close up, if you pull up one of the larger images,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that it does have depressions where there might be craters, but you can also see that it's got a very rubbly kind of texture to it. And so we don't think that Bennu is an actual like a solid stone passing through space. It's probably a conglomeration of multiple rocks with a layer of ultimately dirt covering the entire covering the surface of it.
So it's like a gravel pit in space.
Yeah, precisely.
Neat.
Okay, let me.
What's peculiar about Bennu is that it's got that diamond shape to it almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still unique in and of itself. But Professor, I don't know if this is your first time here, but the answer is always aliens.
Oh, alien. Oh, I see. Okay.
Before we move on from the diamond shape, is there a north and south pole on polar forces on Bennu? Would it have magnetic forces?
No, I doubt that it would have any kind of strong magnetic field to it. The only other times I've seen that kind of structure, is if it had some kind of spin, for like spun up like a top.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. It has very top-like shape. Definitely that diamond shape.
yeah.
All right. Roger, let's go.
That's why they can see the actual metals here on this one. You can't see the metals in Bennu, but they will be present, no question whatsoever, in the material they brought back. So let's start from the beginning, looking at Bennu and what I just showed you the metals. Let's talk about it. All right, here's my evidence. This is anatomically exactly like a heart. And this is where
It is anatomically exactly like a heart.
Exact. I thought it was a heart until he told me it was an asteroid. I was like, this is a heart. This is the heart of a human being, living human being person.
Obviously fossilized.
I don't know. I think where the confusion comes in that's actually a heart of an alien.
Oh.
So it's similar to that of a human being, but not quite.
Can somebody give me an obligatory "That's no moon" before we start playing again?
That's no moon. It's actually no Bennu either. Professor Parks, what do you think it is?
I think is an artist representation of something. I think that's CGI. I actually think that is not a real image.
You know what? I could see him Googling asteroids, and this one's awesome, and not even giving a fuck. Like, it's just an artist rendition of.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find. I'm Googling right now, looking for asteroids with two large craters. I found the picture.
Oh, you found the picture he's looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
New study proposed building space station inside asteroid. NASA image, JPL Caltech. What's this? Okay, let me search this image. Let's see. 16.
Oh, speaking of that's no moon, someone should Google the moon Mimas. It's a moon of Saturn. When you see it, you'll get why I think you should look at it.
Well,
I think I've identified it. 16 Psyche is who we're looking at here. Not let me switch screen I'm sharing. So this is what we're looking at. 16 Psyche.
okay.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I'm really good at this.
Yeah, she really is.
Psyche is a giant metal-rich asteroid about 3 times farther away from the Earth from the Sun than the Earth. Psyche has an irregular potato-like shape if it were sliced in half horizontally. At the equator, picture a squished oval. It would measure 173 miles across at its widest point and 144 miles long. I can convert that, but whatever. Its surface is 64,000 square miles. Up until recently, the scientific consensus was that the asteroid Psyche consisted mostly of metals. The more recent data indicates that the asteroid is possibly a mix of metal and silicate. All right, so that's what we're looking at with, and we can kind of see where it's at too, and spin it. This is a cool website. Look at that. Eat your heart out, Roger. Can you do this?
Look at her go.
NASA has some really nifty if you would.
I'm going to take a screenshot of this for my birthday. This is me looking at Psyche 16 on July 14th, 2024. There we go.
All right.
Yeah. All right. You want to get back to Roger, or is there anything here you want me to look at before we move away from this? Now that, I mean, you all trust me that this is what we're looking at, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
if you go
more than Roger.
If you go to space.com and Google Psyche, there's actually a animation with a satellite using that same sort of image.
And here's that crater he was talking about being a tube right here. See it? It's just half of it is on a where'd it go? Right here. Is on a butte. Not a butte. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the edge of a mesa.
Caldera? That's not caldera.
It could be a caldera. I wouldn't think there'd be too much seismic activity underneath, though, would you?
I mean, it could also just be a second crater hit the same spot, which I would believe it's covered with craters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pockmarked with craters.
I've never seen that structure before on Mercury or the moon, so it could very well be.
Interesting.
I mean, the moon has a couple huge craters with tons of tiny craters inside them.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
I'm guessing it's just actually it could be a rim of debris maybe built up around it.
No.
And the gravity's just not high enough to erode it away.
That's fair enough. Yeah,
it's you know what it's not though? It's not a tube.
No, it is certainly not a tube.
Because we can see the bottom of it.
Or a heart.
Yeah.
It is fun for him. Like, it is fun to watch it kind of squint and be like, okay, maybe how? Okay, I can kind of see maybe he's going with this.
Whatever the composition of this asteroid is, the craters form in this really unique way. Look at this one; it's got a double rim.
Yeah, they seem to. Yeah.
So the
that's
composition is
due to the low surface gravity.
Yeah, made in the fact that it's made of metal, right? The way metal it reacts compared to other geological compositions. All right, let's get back to Roger because.
Oh, and real quick for anybody who wanted to know where the song was, I did put it in the box, so it is there now. And then two for $2. Sinister Purpose says, "I've seen more bugs than Brie ever will." Ooh,
yeah, probably.
I don't know. Them's fighting words, no?
Well, she's talking about computer bugs, which are off the chart. Yeah. All right, let's get you back big. There you go.
It pops off the top, and you're down to the valves. And I'm going to show you all this anatomically. These are actual tubes coming out of here. And you see the color here and the color here. There's a difference between a vein and artery blood. You see this ridge right here? That is tendon. The tendon attaches to the muscle, and the muscle wraps around, and that's what does this. But it has to be anchored. I got a better shot of this.
Oh, my God.
Let's look at what a heart looks like.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Can we all just agree that that wasn't a tendon?
Let's go back and check out that tendon again, just real quick. Right up here.
Help me out here.
I want to know what the tendon does. Like what Roger says.
Where does it go to? Yeah.
Does Roger know what a tendon is?
Pull on something.
And why would a tendon be? Oh God! Does he think that the craters, like the tendon attached to one of the craters?
He thinks the craters are.
Maya, why are you asking that when the answer is obviously yes?
This is an alien
because
heart.
he thinks it's a heart, and this isn't how biology works.
No, it's not. But it's how Roger thinks biology works.
Not how geology
in his world. Yeah, it's not how geology works either. But he doesn't know. Have you met this man? Geology is a foreign concept to him.
So he really wants to talk to doctors or scientists, and Dr. T. Probably every other time we cover Roger, I have to pull him off the ledge. I'm like, please don't invite him onto the show. But no, as of today's date, I haven't met Roger.
If Weasel knows how to contact him, I'll fall on that sword. I would love to have a conversation with Roger.
Would you stop talking?
Will you tell him this is Psyche and not Binu?
Yeah, I'll even tell him that that's a picture or an artist rendition rather than
of a different heavenly body.
of a different chunk
Now,
of rock and metal.
Let's look at what a heart looks like. All right, this is what a normal heart looks like. And this is a heart just like this. It's almost identical to this. From here over is gone.
Identical. So just in case the audience isn't keeping up, he switched images. So this isn't the same image anymore. They're identical.
In case you were wondering, because
Appreciate
it looks
that,
so
yeah.
much like a heart.
All right, the tubes, gone. We're down where the valves are. All this gooey stuff, gone. What do we have? We have tendon, not gone. All right, what does tendon do? It has fibers. They're like little fibers. They go right down and they lock in to the tissue below, and then they transition from their really tough, gnarly stuff into flesh, which is actually in this case it's muscles. And these are sarcomeres. Now, what is a sarcomere? A sarcomere is a little block. And these are going to be little blocks, block. I did thousands and thousands and
Sarcomere
thousands of
is
them
a
in
little block.
these little tubes.
Does anybody know what that familiar with
that's
that
not
word?
what a sarcomere is.
I don't even know that word. So
I'm sorry.
So
Jack.
inside, okay. So
I
inside
don't
your muscle cells, there are what look like cables. Like think steel cables you see on a bridge.
Yeah.
They're formed of proteins, and they pull on each other to make the muscles contract. Okay? That's a sarcomere. It's a part of a cell, and most muscle cells have a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's referring to, because when you have a bunch of muscle cells together in a block, we call that a muscle. Or a bundle of muscles.
Yeah, that works. I don't know. He lost. I can't pay attention to him because of his grabby hands, and I don't know.
I'm sorry. This is 7th grade biology, Roger.
Mm-hmm.
This is a quick Google search. But then again,
But they're
so
also
is
gonna be
everything
blocks.
else he talks about.
When they contract, they do that. The blocks pull together. And I'll show you how they're constructed. And they are there. They found those blocks in Venue. They don't know they found it, but they did. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, that's muscle. Those are what they call sarcomeres. And I don't think I showed you yet, but I will. Now, that is...
Is that a sarcomere?
No.
No.
You're
No.
You guys aren't doctors.
These are facts.
And if you were doctors, I'd say you all know you're not astrophysicist.
I'm a doctor, just not that kind of doctor.
Oh, real quick, for $2
Yes,
from
no,
Jester,
here's-
Lord of Fools, is a little woman block like a chicken block or cock block?
Knock, knock.
A little woman block is like a cock block. Ha. Obviously.
Here it is up real close. You see it? These are little muscle blocks, and they pull in like this. A heart has to be tons of muscle and strong, and that's what all of this stuff is. These phospholipids, phosphates, are mineralized, tough stuff. This is what creates your tendons, your collagens, your fibrils, all of that stuff is made
It
out
is
of
not.
phospholipids. All your members.
It is not.
Here, Maya, mind sharing the thing I'm sharing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just
No, you're fine. You're fine.
stopped even looking anymore.
so-
I'm just like, I don't know what's on the screen, but he's lying.
Yeah, he is. This is a sarcomere. This is what he's talking about. You have a bunch of these inside your muscle cells, and this is what they do to contract your muscles. Like it doesn't look anything like that. It legitimately looks like a bundle of cables that you see holding up a bridge.
Hey, I learned something today.
I think that's super neat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is. And like there's this whole process, like there are these super tiny proteins that they lean forward, grab another protein, and then pull. And they keep doing that. And they do that like 1,000 times a second. And that's how your muscles contract. And they all have to be synchronized for your muscles to do anything.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah. And if you get lockjaw or tetanus, it blocks the signal that you need to make those fibers release, which is why it eventually just pulls so tight it breaks bones.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot more sense than rock.
Yeah, no, this is. Let me look at these. These are okay. Yeah, they're definitely crystals. Hard to guess what they are at scale. I don't know. I'd have to know the chemical composition to have a
I
proper
thought
guess.
and
But
maybe
those
if
are
it was on
definitely
Earth,
minerals. Those aren't biological.
if it was on Earth, I would have thought it maybe was like basalt or something, some kind of basalt composition. But it's not. I don't think they'd have basalt on an asteroid. So
No, you can get
You
basalt.
can.
Basalt is
Okay.
just a very iron and magnesium rich and silica poor lava that cools really quickly. You can get it on an asteroid. In
Yeah.
fact, it's probably more common than a lot of other lavas.
But I mean, just and from a lay person, and when it comes to geology, that's what that
Sure.
looks like to me is basalt. But
All I can say is it's some type of crystal. That's not biologic.
Are those inclusions?
It's not. They might be, or they might be smaller crystals. It's honestly hard to tell. Like, I'd have to know what I'm looking at to tell you.
and remember, this asteroid's really heavy in metal, so it's like the light hitting that metal is going to cause all sorts of
Then
visual
if it's high
abnormalities.
is it high in iron specifically?
More than likely, yes.
If
Okay,
this
then it
is
might
still
be-
Psyche, then yeah, that's what Psyche's kind of famous for, is how much metal it's got, and it's mostly made of metal.
Yeah, these types of asteroids are mostly vast majority of it is iron and nickel. So essentially, what happened was that you had a planetesimal or a baby planet that grew big enough that it actually differentiated to the point that the heavier stuff went to the center, leaving the lighter stuff at the bottom. And then something really massive or really fast moving smashed into it and blew it into pieces. And what we're looking at, Bennu, would be essentially a chunk of rock from the core or near core of that planetesimal.
I mean, potentially, especially if it's high in metals. My guess for what these minerals would be, knowing not much else about the actual mineralogy, would be that it might be a type of pyroxene, which is a volcanic mineral, usually really high in metals. I'm sharing it now if you want to share it, Maya.
Ooh, that's so
actually
beautiful.
looks really cool.
It looks like bismuth.
Really
It kind of does. These are under what's called cross-polarized light. You basically shine light at two different angles, and it reveals interior properties of the minerals. And it only lets certain wavelengths through. It's neat stuff.
Like structural color. Neat.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it might be pyroxenes, though I'd have to know the actual chemical composition to be sure.
Here we go.
Membranes.
I do agree with pragmatic crystal.
There's a lot in collagens and keragens and connective tissue. And the heart has a lot of that. Okay, this is muscle sarcomere. And this relates to a sports injury where the muscle gets torn a little bit like this. Normally they're supposed to be like this. A block here, and it's attached here. And these between...
Well, if it was a heart, though, aren't heart muscles unique in the way that they take damage compared to sports injuries on your, your arm, your limb muscles?
It can be. It depends. It just depends.
But regardless, this doesn't look like any of it. But
No, those are sarcomeres, though. Those are actual sarcomeres.
Yeah, they are. But
is he trying to compare this to the previous image?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That to this.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, he thinks it because they look like blocks. He doesn't realize they're cylinders.
Oh.
He doesn't realize he's looking at a cross section.
Yeah.
Idiot.
To be fair, he doesn't realize a lot of things.
Fair.
Now, these are all the connective tissues. Now, in this, there's going to be a bundle of them goes forward, and actually it's going to
Use
come
the
this
same
way,
word.
and the muscles pull this way, so the muscle contracts. Okay, you're on the same page. Look, let's go from there. Okay, so I showed you the blood analysis. We know it's all made of metals. All right. Now we know the phosphates are in the bilipid layer of membranes. They're saturated. They're everywhere. As a matter of fact, I think I have a little thing about it here.
So annoying trilobite exvivier reef newsletters says, would it be possible for an asteroid to be composed of mercury? And if so, would it be solid because of the low temperatures of space, or at least semi-liquid and potentially off-gassing and solar wind? Professor Parks?
I am not familiar with, I don't believe so. I have never seen evidence of mercury being in abundance. Now, would mercury be within these bodies? Sure, there might be some small concentration of mercury in them, but it would not be a large percentage of the composition of the asteroid, and it definitely wouldn't be an asteroid composed of mercury. So
I'd say it's possible for there to be a mercury bearing asteroid, as in it's like an ore of mercury, but probably wouldn't be too big. If it was, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It's hypothetically possible, but extremely unlikely.
Thank you.
Yep.
And we're looking at some. We've
mercury.
moved into some composition charting, but I doubt he's going to give it a genuine assessment. Let's see.
Of what?
I don't know.
Here's right here. Do all cells have? As a matter of fact, I think I have a little thing about it here.
Oh, maybe we're just going to
right
move right past that.
Do all cells have phospholipids? Yes, all
We
cells
don't
have.
need to introduce facts to do this.
Yeah. What's this here? Is it the composition of the? I think it must. It looks like asteroid composition to me, because it's all metals and minerals.
No, there's
Also,
arsenic.
super quick, I looked it up.
Hey, there's mercury at the bottom.
Because people have studied the chemistry of the human body. Your average human is going to be about 0.6% phosphorus.
Interesting.
That's how abundant and rich a human as a model organism is in phosphorus.
Shane Billowitz would like to know if there's any mercury on Mercury.
I don't know. I would suspect yes, but I do not have a definite answer on that.
Is there a gas form of mercury?
It can react with stuff to become gases.
Hmm.
It's not common. Mercury is extremely dense, but it can happen. Let me see. Chemical composition of mercury.
Yeah, mercury is not an element that commonly shows itself up in astronomy usually. Maybe in planetary geology, but
at least not in large amounts.
No. It's definitely not part of the fusion cycle. Like, I don't even know what the atomic number of mercury is. But
it's high. I want to say it's in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
What is the chemical makeup of Mercury? I mean, the planet, I guess.
I'm looking it up. It's a lot of silicates, a lot of metals. Seems to be a lot of iron and potassium.
Yep.
Okay.
Which
if
does
I had
not
to guess,
surprise me.
It has an overlarge iron core, iron nickel.
Right.
It makes sense for it being so close to the sun.
Right.
The theory, or the one explanation for it, is that there was an impact sometime very early in Mercury's formation that didn't blow Mercury to bits, but actually just stripped off its mantle layer.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Okay. Apparently, what little atmosphere there is on Mercury is apparently mostly argon and helium, which the isotopes of which may derive from radioactive mercury isotopes.
Wow, there you go.
There you go.
So there at least used
Mercury
to be mercury on Mercury.
And that kind of answers my questions about Mercury turn into a gas at a certain temperature too. It turns into an argon gas, I guess. Neat.
Well, that's due to radioactive decay, it seems.
Yeah.
Which
Neat.
is different.
The atomic number of mercury is 80. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
Corbett.
you.
Very nice.
Oh, yep. Mercury boils to a gas with enough heat, and it is colorless and odorless, apparently.
Interesting.
So look out.
And it's the gas that actually is dangerous with mercury.
Is it true?
Oh, also, I was right. Mercury is atomic number 80.
3/4 of mercury is the core.
Sounds about right.
I didn't know it was that much, but yeah, it's definitely it's overly large.
Yeah.
We got most of its crust and
Crust and
mantle
core.
ripped off. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Here it is right here. Do all cells have phospholipids? Phosphates. Yes, all cells has phospholipids. Phosphate-containing head group. There's, I forget what they call it. There's one that opposes water and one that attracts water, and that's what makes the membrane.
Hydrophobic
There's
and
phosphorus on both
hydrophilic.
layers. That's why there's so much phosphorus. And
That was hydrophobic and hydrophilic from Doc Dino. We're
Yes.
400. See if it's on the board, Alex.
Yeah. So phospholipids they're what make up your cell walls. They have a hydrophilic head, so loves water head. I think the head is a phospholipid, or it's a phosphate, I believe. And then they have long tails. The tails are, I think, hydroxides.
Which
Do
would
I
be
have that
hydrophobic.
backwards? Which are the tails are hydrophobic.
Hydroxides.
And they're faced inward.
Hydroxides are hydrophobic, right?
No, those are hydrophilic. Let me phospholipids.
Phospholipids.
Yes. Luna is now pouting because I'm not giving her attention.
Aw.
Okay, yeah,
Kitty,
never mind.
kitty.
Yeah, so it has a phosphate head, followed by glycerol, and then it has two tails of fatty acids, which are hydrophobic. So the tails keep themselves pointed away from the water, and that's why you have a bilayer. You have a phospholipid over here and a phospholipid over here. Their tails are drawn to each other to get away from the water, while the phosphate heads are drawn towards the water. It keeps them parallel, and they just kind of stack up to form your cell wall.
So annoying trilobite exuviate reef newsletters wants to know if they are sperm.
Yes.
They look
Alien
like it.
sperm.
They
The
look like
information-
double-tailed sperm.
The information for all sperm cells or all cells are housed in a sperm cell, right? For all cell types,
All I know is that all sperm are precious.
every seed, every drop.
Yeah. Every
single cell, even your red blood cells have them. Every cell has phospholipids. So that's why they found them. Now, they also have all kinds of other different metals because the metals are what carry the molecules through your body. They're charged particles. What we need is to have a biologist, a chemist, astrophysicist, an anatomist, all of these people. Because I'm going to show you, I can show you these actual body parts are right here in the pictures. So we know that they're going to have
Roger.
phospholipids. We know that the hearts
Roger, I'm a
Well,
a
you got at least
geologist
two of them.
and a biologist and a chemist, technically. 0.6% of your body weight or body mass is phosphorus. It's not gonna turn into a phosphate crystal. There's not enough there. You would have to kill 200 humans to get 1 human worth of phosphorus.
God.
Well, maybe
What about if you just the heart though?
So then you have like 0.00016%.
actually
Probably a little more than that, but
I don't know. Maybe he talked about this early in stream and I missed it. Who does this heart belong to? Like, has he said, like, is this a giant or?
It's a giant space heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Last time we watched Roger, Jupiter had a vagina and it gave birth to the Earth. So we're not
Yeah, no,
asking
it just
questions at this point.
It just spits out planets because it's a
Yeah.
badass like that.
Why is it that every time I hear from this guy, the bar just keeps dropping?
But
Well, once you
How does
realize
that happen? Where is the
keep-
floor?
why?
if as long
I'm sorry.
as you accept that the universe is all biological, Roger makes complete sense.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stop asking why. Science doesn't answer why. It answers how.
Yeah. Precisely.
You want to say that to my face? Want to say that to my face?
Are completely
Good old
saturated with blood. And we know
vagina.
the blood is completely saturated with metals. And when you smelt metals, I mean, when you smelt really blood, you end up with metals.
Smell
Our
like
blood is just saturated with metals.
When you smell blood, you smell metals.
Smelt? Did he say is he talking about smelting? Like
Yeah.
Oh, smelts.
in a
Okay.
furnace.
Melting.
So
Yeah.
when you smelt blood, you what?
How do you smelt a liquid?
The only thing I can think of is like
It evaporates.
how people put like their blood in like a piece that they're working on, like like symbolically put their blood into it. That's the only time I can think of where you would use blood in smelting. It's like ritualistically.
Yeah. See, I just Roger's batshit crazy, and so everything is okay. It's kind of like suspending your disbelief in a sci-fi movie. Once you get to that point, everything's all good.
At least
No,
sci-fi
what did they
movies
find?
are
I showed you-
internally consistent.
Multiple ones.
Yeah, but you'll have a hard time finding a sci-fi movie with this much heart.
The sarcomeres, what they look like, these little blocks. And here's what they did. Look at this picture. There they are right there. These are the sarcomeres. You see the layer going across here? And
These
here-
are smart
this actually-
sarcomeres. They don't even
No,
look
look
like
at
them.
this. And this actually could be a membrane instead of sarcomeres.
Well,
No, I
the
don't think
same
so.
thing.
'Cause the
It
membrane
could actually be a
would not
membrane.
in these blocks this way. The membrane, I think, would be more of a sheet and not made into blocks. These really look like sarcomeres. All right, no question to me. No, this
no
they show a little
question
piece over. Well,
Because he doesn't know what a sarcomere looks like. At least the pictures he's seen of sarcomeres look different than what we just talked about. What Doc just showed, where they're like a bundle of cables, where he sees them as a like a Rubik's cube sort of structure.
Look at this. This is a bundle of fibers. Now, probably little tendinous fibers coming out of here. If you look close at that, let me bring that up close. You see? Those are little bundles. Those are little cords. The bundles coming out of there. Now, they have this thing in their hands. They can look into this and see if what I'm saying has any merit or not. Maybe I'm just a pair of whatever they call it. Now, this
Pareidolia.
is where the fibrous stuff is, the phosphates, which is the membrane, which is surrounding whatever this is.
I would
Now,
like
that
to
could
think
be
that person,
one of
that's
the cords,
exactly
I
what
don't
it
know.
looks like to me, is a burnt log. It was driving me crazy because I was like, I know what that looks like. It looks like a burnt.
Yeah. No, I did notice that, but I'm like, well, it looks like burn something. I mean, because like a lot of things, paper even would look like that after being burned.
Yeah.
But this is absolutely no question to me. That is a bundle of either muscle or tendon. And this could really be the anchor.
And ironically, that makes sense. Not that this would be more likely a plant than an animal if this was organic material at all, because plant cells are their cell walls are squared, right?
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah,
And much thicker.
Sorry, for which cells are they square?
Plants.
Members of the plant.
That's what
Anchor sac,
those
'cause there
don't
is a
look like
spot.
plant cells.
No, they would look more like plant cells than animal cells, though, because they're cubed. But other than that,
And it's shaped just exactly like that. The anchors things into something else. It's spaced just exactly like that, as a matter of fact. Ooh, that's interesting. Very interesting. So, oh boy. Okay, I'm sorry. I got a major interruption, and out of sync here, but I'm going to just keep going. I showed you, I know I did the sarcomeres, and they pinched together. This is what they found when they took those pictures of these, obvious microscope. These are sarcomeres. As far as I'm concerned, I'm almost sure those are sarcomeres. And whenever you see this white stuff, that's connective tissue. Now, it's also phosphates.
That's connective tissue.
Connective tissue as well. It's all collagens and so forth.
What?
Hold on 1 second. Let's take another look.
Yeah, if we just waited, he would have explained it all to us, right?
That
Of
What?
course it
no,
is.
that's not what happens.
That looks like
It's not how
connective
any of
to
this
me.
works.
What is it connecting to?
Oh,
Are we looking at bone? Like, why would it connect there?
You're asking the wrong questions.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it connect there?
Weren't you just saying that science doesn't ask why?
I know. I'm asking what. What does he think this is?
Fair.
Because we see connective tissue connecting at very specific points in the bone. Why would it just randomly be all over the bone? Is that a bone? What does he think we are looking at?
Yeah, when did we move from hearts to bones for real?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Roger's mind is a complicated mess that only true philosophers can appreciate.
The sarcomeres in a second, but this is the pictures they took. And this one here is the close-ups of the little pieces they found. And this is muscle sarcomeres. These are muscle sarcomeres. And I don't think I showed you yet, but I will. And this is what they look like from a distance, and here's what they are close. And this is all the fascia material,
Oh yeah, you can jump ahead a little bit. He's just going to keep reeling.
All right, so let's just go over this so you completely understand it. There is the heart. It keeps right off at the ends of the tubes. Like there's another tube down here, there's one up there. So these are the valves. And if you look close at them, they're not just impact sites, they're valves. Now,
they're not just impact sites.
That's the color of blood. It's the colors of blood, and so is the black. You see the black here? How black that is?
Doesn't blood like red? What's he talking about black?
Yeah,
Well-
red and it weathers brown.
Yeah.
Unless it doesn't get oxygenated.
I was going to say there's times when it can appear black, but I mean, it's just really a deep red.
Well, if it's old,
Or
it'll
blue.
turn brown and maybe black.
Usually when it's old, it's like, you see black usually when it's in it appears black usually when it's in the body. Like when it's outside the body, it's usually brown. I don't know why. Maybe if you burn the blood on the bone, it would appear this color.
Well, let's give Roger the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Why would we do that?
Why on this rather than anything else?
Because I want to find out where these tubes go. I want to find out what's inside of this thing in Roger's world. That's what I've been waiting for this whole time.
I want
Okay.
to know whose heart this is and who ripped it out of this poor whatever's chest.
We never know. We never know that. We never get to know that. Sometimes he'll tell you what it is. Like, was it in Northern Africa? There was a dragon or fish.
That's Tiamat, yeah.
Yeah. He's found Tiamat, Leviathan, Quetzalcoatl on the earth. You know, the remnants of these things on the earth.
Yeah, they're corpses laying. Mountain ranges aren't an actual thing. They're all dead giants. Monsters.
Yeah.
Like that is?
There's something
Now,
out there.
let's take a look
ripping
at
hearts
a
out
little
of
closer
giant
shot of
things in
this.
space. I'd want to know about it.
Oh yeah, there are dead women all over the place. Have you seen our vagina videos?
Yeah.
Have you seen my vagina emotes? They're in honor of Roger. Did I name them right? I think I named them Roger. Because, you know, algorithm. Wahaha.
All right. You see the black, and then you see the red. You see the difference in color here, right next to this one? These are the two different artery and vein. But that's a tube. That is not an impact site. And that is absolutely no question whatsoever. It's a tube. Now, these are veins, valves. And
He says it's not an impact site, but you can see the impact.
You can see the
impact.
would go one direction.
No, Bree, they're valves.
What's this in the middle? That looks like something that struck that spot and made this. No, not at all.
No.
This is a clogged artery, obviously.
And the
We're gonna do
valves come in out of it?
It died of heart failure. It had too much cholesterol.
This is all cholesterol. If the NASA takes a sample of that, it's going to be all cholesterol.
Not the other, that type of thing. All right, now, this here is the key right here. Hold on, let me go to the other picture.
That's the key.
All right.
Okay.
Oops. I'm sorry. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Here we go. Now, this is the tendon. Remember, I say a tendon just locks like tight into the substrate, and then it wraps around into the muscle. Look at these little ridges here. See those little?
A tendon. He keeps insisting on this being tendons up here, but I'm just not.
I don't. But then we have valves over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Strips. We come in close on that.
Dr. Dino, does this look like any heart you've ever seen?
No. No.
I mean, you're supposed to be here to help us out.
Is this is this what a space whale heart looks like?
That could be.
Yeah.
Could put everything we know about biology out the window.
It's
Well, no, it's probably not a space whale. It's probably a space giant.
Space giant.
Probably what it is.
Maybe it's Kronos after he got defeated by Zeus.
Could be.
I mean, I understand this isn't Bennu, but how big is it? Am I saying it right, Bennu?
Yeah, Bennu is the one that the video's about, but we're actually looking at Psyche.
But Professor Parks, how big is it?
I'm not actually sure. Let me find out. Bennu is where?
Psyche and Bennu are about the same size, though.
Oh, it's about 245 meters.
245 meters. What is that in like freedom units?
Apparently it is 804 feet.
804 feet.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Oh no, Bennu's 16 times bigger than Psyche.
Yeah, that's the radius. Sorry, that's the radius, not the diameter. So double that if you want to know how big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, not huge, but
Psyche has a radius of 77 miles, the one that he's actually shown us pictures of.
yeah, see that one, Bennu would just make the people's lives on a continent really upset if it were smashed into it. Psyche, that would be a planet killer.
No.
But Bennu,
There's little
probably
bands coming
Europe
down.
would be okay.
Yeah, they destroy just a continent or
Europe. We don't.
peninsula, island chain, whatever.
Those are tendon fibrils. And each one of them attaches to a little tiny ball underneath, which is the lock-in. And it locks them in. So they can pull on that muscle for the rest of your life, literally.
It's a cliff.
Well, I don't see the need to go too much further. I mean, that's the heart, and all that stuff was stripped away. It's a little bit cooked off, not much, but this is what's left of the heart. And it's the same as Psyche, only Psyche must have really had a close impact with something, because it cooked. And that's what's called smelting.
He just acknowledged it's Psyche and not Bennu.
Yep.
And that's Psyche.
So what are we talking about?
But can we go back to the whole it got cooked off? Now we're talking about
like something hit
stripped
it,
away. It's a little
and that's why it's not bloody anymore. It all got cooked off.
cooked off
right.
by space heat, by space fires.
bit cooked off, not much, but this is what's left of the heart. And it's the same as Psyche, only Psyche must have really had a close impact with something, because it cooked. And that's what's called smelting.
Is it though?
It is what it is. And these are muscle sarcomeres. Now,
Is that how
they
you
have this
smelt
thing
things?
in their hands, and they can
Isn't
easily.
smelting like when you mix two different alloys together? Isn't
I
that what
thought
smelting-
so. You make them really hot, and they turn into.
Apparently, it's when two asteroids collide into one another. Okay, smelting defined the extraction of metal from its ore by a process of involving heat and melting.
There you go.
really test those concentrations of metals that I talked about in the test. Whoops, this is something else. Hold on. Oh, here it is right here.
Just to be clear, I did have the definition of smelting backwards there. It's separating two ores. It's not combining two ores, but yeah.
It's getting rid of the impurities in the ore.
Mm-hmm.
What they're looking for is already done. All I want to know is what's in that test. What's there? What is it? What's the compounds? And what's the concentrations? These give it everything. It gives it all right down the line. And it gives it in 3 different things. I could tell them whether they landed where there was whole blood, or whether there was serum, or whether there was plasma. And the concentrations. All we got to know is what's in it. That's all I want to know. In a couple of years, we're going to be able to do this. A couple later years, we're going to do that. That sounds like it's just not really moving forward quickly to me. If it is, well,
did you speed this up, or is he starting to?
The only way you could deny what you see here.
Oh no, we have it on 1.5 because he talks really low or slow.
It's been at the same speed the whole time, but he is getting more excited as we approach the end of the video.
Yeah.
That means somebody says, "No, I was taught something else, and I will never believe that." This right here is literally identical, because it's a heart. It's identical.
Of course,
it's a heart.
Identical.
So until we can get past this crazy not taking a look at things. And plus this here, look, where was it over here? Yeah, you see this right here? Look at that. That's a bundle of tendon or muscle, one or the other. And those are the muscle fibers. I think I have a closer shot of that. Hold on.
Tendon or muscle fibers?
Well, maybe. There it is right there. But these are very small. And they're, because the tendon, muscle fibers are absolutely tiny, even though the heart is absolutely gigantic. So that's muscle fibers, and if they have an anatomy,
and these muscle fibers don't really scale with the heart either, right?
Apparently not. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, okay, just a lot more of them, I guess.
A biologist, a chemist, they just need somebody that understands what they can see, and then try to dispute what I'm saying. The material substance will be correct. I am absolutely certain. They've already announced it, pretty much. Only they haven't shown those concentrations. I want to see right up the line. And they started talking about clay. Well, clay is nothing more than eroded red flesh. And so this is...
Clay is nothing more
I'm
than
sorry,
eroded
what did I
red
just
flesh.
come back to?
Did he just say clay with eroded red flesh?
Yes.
That's indeed what he said.
Rock on.
Geologist, can you explain? Can you take that and run with it?
Hey, first, if you'll excuse me, I left the bathroom door open. I'm going to fix that. Well, I cry inside, and then I'm going to do it outside when I get back.
Well, clay has water. Flesh has water.
Yeah.
Okay, the same.
Those are basically the same thing.
Bing, bang, boom.
Clays are a type of mineral. Most of them volcanic. They are thin plates of usually silicates. With some exceptions, usually silicates. So they have silica and sometimes a type of metal or just hydrogen. They're held together by, I think it's van der Waals forces, the same, or some really weak force. But since there's so much surface area between the plates of clays, it sticks them together really well, which is why clays stick together really well. They are very electrostatically charged. So they're like little magnets to each other. They're not biological. Sometimes organisms will eat clay to get the minerals inside them. Actually, if you like some types of ice cream, they often use a type of clay called bentonite, which you can also find in
is
a
that
lot
like
of
an Ben and
shampoos
Jerry's
stuff.
No, I want ice cream. Damn it.
Yeah.
It can also be found in a lot of shampoos and conditioners. It's a thickening agent. A lot of clays are. They're not biological at all.
But Roger said
Most
it
of
is.
them form. Most of them form in volcanic rocks.
But look, it's identical.
Yeah.
How much silica?
No, it's not.
Is in the human body. It is in the red flesh, though. How much silica is in our red human flesh? I guess.
In
the question.
Eroded human flesh.
You know what? I have the.
Very important.
I have the
Hey,
paper
no.
for the.
Hey, I read in a book once that God made Adam out of clay. So checkmate, biologist.
Okay, so
course,
the amount of silicon, which is what makes silica, in the human body is so low it doesn't even appear on the table.
Yeah.
So it is less than 0.1% of your body mass.
But did you see
It'd be
the
like-
size of that heart? I mean, that's still a lot.
No.
It'd be
Silica
It's still
silica
lot.
is a fairly non-reactive, silica is a fairly non-reactive mineral. Silicon is more reactive, but silica is what glass is. Like, it's what glass is.
It doesn't form bonds well either, does it? That's my
No,
understanding.
except with itself, which is the one exception, and to random ions. But no, your body can't use it. The only living things that regularly use silica are things like grass, because they just grow silica crystals inside of them as a defense mechanism, and it doesn't even work. Except in like sawgrass, which is weird. They have extra big crystals. It's
Maybe
just,
this is a silicon-based life form's heart.
if it was a silica-based life form, it would die. It could not move. It could not breathe. It could not move blood, and it could not have a heart, because its heart would be made of glass.
I heard a song about that though. You say that
Heart of glass? Is that Nirvana?
Yeah.
No, that's not Nirvana. That's heart-shaped box.
it's heart-shaped box, yeah.
So Porpoise read in a book once that Mesopotamians built Bronze Age barges that had holes on the bottom and the top and would occasionally go underwater. Checkmate, modern nautical engineers.
It was Blondie. Blondie Blondie debunks everything that Doc just tried to feed us.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, okay. Maya, I'm about to share something.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. It's not a bomb, is it?
I don't think it is.
It's not a severed head, is it?
Okay. This is a clay mineral.
Oh.
This is what a lot of clays look like. They are just plates of mineral. Like, here's their molecular structure. It's
Cool.
you don't incorporate this. Sometimes your body can break down and remove some of the ions trapped between the silica plates.
Which is part of the early life theories, right? Where early life got their ion.
Some specific water-soluble clays, yes. But not all clays are. Some clays are hydrophobic. And there's tons of types.
I don't know, that clay mineral thing.
These are all silicates. So of these, muscovite, biotite. Yeah, muscovite and biotite are clays. The rest are silicates. These are tough minerals that are fairly non-reactive.
Now, that biotite, that's basically just fossilized meat, right? Like earth meat.
No, biotite is one of the main minerals found in basalt.
No.
It's very rich in iron and magnesium.
Which we discussed earlier, yeah.
So we do have a question here. Your Victoria says, so you're saying this is a heart because it's dead?
Dead, yeah. That was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it would be dead, and it was.
Yeah.
He made a prediction that came out to be true. That's science. We just science, guys.
Oh my God. High five.
Unless that is the heart of a cosmic infant.
Hey,
No.
I've seen 2001. It's the Star Child.
Can we just call it the cosmic infant? Yeah, the Star Child.
All right. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Psychic,
Professor Parks, thanks for
psychic
coming in
damage.
and sciencing all over this shit. Way to go, team. We did it.
Anytime.
I gotta have you back on. You're fun.
Yeah, this has been fun.
All right. So this is the part where we go, who are you, where are you, and what do you have coming up this week? And since you're already on the big screen, we may as well start with you. Professor Parks, take it away.
Okay, so I am currently in the beginnings of critiquing the Tychos model. This is a This is a guy who thinks that the Earth is a sphere, but that the Earth is in the center of the universe. And what's novel about it is that he believes that the Sun and Mars are actually a binary system, and that Venus and Mercury are moons going around the Sun. So I'm going through his 40-chapter book.
Oh, God.
So my next video will be chapters 4, 5, and 6.
You sound like a masochist.
Aren't we
Yeah.
all?
Yeah. I do tend to not like myself so much. So yeah, that's what I do to punishment.
I love your
Fair.
library. It's so sexy.
Thank you. I apologize for I need to do laundry. So
Well,
apologies for
Oh,
that.
no.
Little chaos.
The other doctor we
Go for
have
it.
on here just has shit all over his bed. It's we're used
sometimes
to
his drawers are open.
Hey, my
Yeah.
bed is made, okay?
it.
All we see is
Ladies.
coat hangers in your background, though.
Well, yeah, that's because I don't want to hang up my clothes, because what's the point?
Yeah. Apparently neither do I.
Bree, who are you? Where are you? What do you have coming up this week?
All right, buckle in, because on Hive Sci, my main channel, where I do live from the Hive, we're going to have tomorrow, we got Joe Rogan talking about 60-foot anacondas.
Oh.
Then we're going to, on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about the domestic ancestors of dingoes and singing dogs. They were actually domesticated and then went feral, and they're the population that descends from that. And then Friday, back on Cryptic Corner, we're going to be talking about the Slender Man mythos, and then the real crimes connected to Slender Man. One of those girls recently came up for parole, so we're going to discuss that for a little bit about that. And then on the transpositions, for my segments, I have I just had one today, but I got Dolly Parton segment also on Wednesday there. So that's at the transpositions. That's got multiple creators contributing to it, though. So don't just look for my stuff. Matter of fact, my stuff is the worst stuff over there. Everybody else submitting is better than me. You should watch all of them. You should watch Ember, and you should watch Carly, and you should watch Steph before you watch mine.
No, Bree is amazing. And it's her birthday. Yay.
Oh, happy birthday.
It's the hottest
Thank you.
41-year-old on the planet.
Oh, I just want to mention, I think Native Atheist asked what my PhD is in. It's in astronomy.
Yeah. And everybody should hop on over after this, hop on over to Professor Park's show channel and sub, because sometimes he even goes live.
It's true. Occasionally, randomly, really. Well, I've subbed to the transpositions, but I don't think I've subbed to those other channels that you have. So I might need to get a list.
Yeah, I just have the two channels. Yeah, just Hive Sci.
Yeah, and you're gonna love High. Well, if you wake up, you're. She's usually the reason I wake up on Saturdays before noon. But she does. It's like you know how like when you were a little kid and there's like Saturday morning cartoons. It's kind of like that for adults and science lovers, which I know you are. So. You know, you should come join us every Saturday on Hive Sci at Hive Sci.
Live from the Hive. Yes.
As should all of you. I don't see 31 people over there frequently. So next Saturday at I don't know, 10 a.m. Eastern. Is it 9:30 your time?
9:30 Central. Yeah.
9:30 Central every Saturday, like clockwork. Even if she's only had 2 hours of sleep, she's streaming.
Yeah.
Bree's amazing.
Someone's got we talked about baby Bigfoot yesterday, so we looked at baby Bigfoot videos too. You'd be surprised how many baby Bigfoot videos there are.
I was in fact surprised.
Since there's more than none, I am surprised.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I've heard of Baby Yoda. I've heard of Baby Groot. Baby Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Heard of Baby Jesus. We didn't get to the scripted videos. And it was funny because I was saying to Doc when we first started, well, before it was a thing. I was like, no, you can't watch Flat Earth anymore. It's bullshit. You got to watch ghost videos. They are a gift from the baby Jesus.
I
Me and
thought
Maya
you
have
suggested
spent.
flat Earth to me, and I said no. I thought that's
No,
how
well,
it
it wasn't a flat Earth. I wanted to troll Doc because he wasn't here. It's a greater Earth, which is better.
Of course it is.
right.
Yeah.
Bigger is always better.
Bigger is always better.
Yeah,
Where are my Texans at? Also, Native Atheist for $20. Bree's not getting any of this money, but thank you. Thank you very much.
Maya already got me getting my birthday gift, so
I did. Fellatio. Anyways. Thank you, Native Atheist. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, Doc.
Yeah. Hello.
Who are you? Where are you? Where do you have coming up this week?
Sure. I am Doc Dino or Dr. Dino here on YouTube. As I said at the start, I'm not an actual doctor. My name is a parody of Kent Hovind. But I like dinosaurs. I love to talk about dinosaurs. And I'm going to be coming out with a lot more content about dinosaurs soon. I'm starting work on a documentary about this whole expedition and the Morrison Formation, how rocks form, the dinosaurs that we hear, all that good stuff. It should be a lot of fun. If you're interested in watching along, you can find me at Dr. Dino or on my second channel that I run with a few friends called The Boneheads.
What happens on the Boneheads?
What was that?
What happens on the Boneheads?
We talk about dinosaur and other prehistoric creature designs in media. Right now, we're going through the game Ark Survival Evolved, but we're looking to add more stuff really soon. And we're having a lot of fun with it so far. So if you like a bit of science and a bit of comedy, come join us.
If you're here, you love that.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow, actually, we are talking about a giant kangaroo called Procoptodon.
I've never heard of that.
I love Procoptodon.
Is it kind of like that Looney Tunes kangaroo that everybody thought was a mouse?
It is an 8-foot tall kangaroo that walked like a human.
That's not creepy at all.
It didn't hop. Oh, it's terrifying. And if you want to see it, follow the Boneheads.
It still used its tail though, right? To walk. It kind of like did like a romp thing.
For balance, probably.
Yeah.
I've given Maya the link. I've given Maya the link if she wants to post it in the chat.
Yeah, I can do that.
But yeah, you can find me there. If you I don't know, if you want to send me money or something to help with the documentary or my hotel stay, I've also given Maya the links for those. So, yeah.
I will also put it in the box after. All right.
That's it.
All right. Where am I at? All right. So I would like to thank everybody for coming to the stream. Thank everybody for staying with us this long. I don't know. I've had fun. And Professor Parks, we've got to get you back on the show. You've been great.
Appreciate
and Doc,
it.
you're always, and Bree, always.
That's
you
it.
guys were awesome.
Oh,
and
sorry. I have one last announcement. Sorry. For anyone who used to follow my content, I used to do a little stream every Monday. That might be coming back.
Yay.
Either this week or the next.
All right.
Not sure if it'll be called Creation Science Theater anymore, or if it'll have a new name, but I don't know. I don't want to limit myself.
Okay.
It might just be pseudoscience theater, so I can talk about more stuff than just young
science. Yeah. Yeah, Matt Powell is still pseudoscience, so.
Of course.
All right. Anybody else got anything else before we go? All right. I don't think I have anything planned. Oh, we are taking a summer break, so we will not be back next week. But the week following, we will be back here with Mark Reed. So hope to see everybody in 2 weeks. Bye.